welcome back to Funny Pear, where two pears in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we're always right for a chat. You know, we're always down to sit down and have a yip-yapping about this, that, and the other on the porch, drinking sweet tea. You know what we do. So I'm Madeline. Nice to meet you. This is my best friend right here.
Hello.
Honey, what's your name?
My name's Brianna. You got some lemons for that tea?
Lemons?
Yeah, you got some lemons. Like
no
lemons to put in your sweet
I ain't
tea?
put lemons in my tea.
Why not?
What are you talking about? I don't like lemons in my tea.
Listen, when life gives
it makes
you
it
lemons,
sour. If I
put
want
them in your
lemons, I'll have
sweet tea.
lemonade.
Listen.
Bless your heart.
If life gives you lemons, you put them in your sweet tea and thank God you're Southern. That's what you do with lemons.
Well,
we don't be making lemonade around these parts.
No, we don't. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, I knew that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't I know it? Praise God.
Hallelujah. Thank God. When I think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he has done for me.
Don't know what that is.
I say hallelujah. Thank God. Oh gosh, I love Medea. Medea's my favorite.
Yeah.
I have adopted her as my grandmother from another mother.
Oh my gosh. I love it. You showed me those movies.
Yeah, I haven't shown you all of them though. I showed you the first one, which is Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah. And I feel like we watched another one.
I
thought we watched that one where he says
that one I think is Medea goes to jail.
Goes to jail. Yeah, I was just gonna say because Sofia Vergara is in that one.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I killed 32 men.
That was a really good impression of her. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. Well, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. In fact, I might even be great if what has happened has happened. But if it hasn't happened, then I'm just great.
What? What has happened?
I don't know what might have happened yet. The Wicked for Good trailer is supposed to come out now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for it all day.
Mm.
And it said it was supposed to be here this evening. And I'm like, it's evening.
Okay, well, if it's out by the end of this episode, we might have to do a little live reaction to it or something.
Don't mind me screaming because I'm going to freak out. Because if y'all know anything about me, I made Wicked my entire personality for about 6 months.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I saw it about 6 times in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Well, if y'all didn't know, Saturday was Best Friend Day. So I hope y'all enjoyed the day with your besties and that y'all did something fun and that you hung out and y'all weren't 1,000 miles away from each other.
Because the night will be the night that I will fall for you over again. I don't know why I started singing that. But, the angst. I see it.
Whatever. I used to want bangs like that.
Really?
In 2013.
Mm-hmm. I used to part my hair much further to the one side than I do now.
Yeah, me too.
Now
it was
I'm
right over.
If it's right in the middle, it's like the next step over is where I part. Yep. And then back in the day, I used to go from the corner of my eyebrow.
Yes.
Straight up.
That was the line.
That was where I made my line. Yep. Anyway. Well, next time we see each other sorry, go.
I was going to keep going. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, go. I like it. Go.
I probably already said this, but I've told you I switched the way my hair, my part. I switched the way it went 10 years ago. Did I tell you that? It's so dumb. I wanted to be like Camila Cabello from Fifth Harmony. Yeah. When she was in Fifth Harmony, and she parted her hair on the what's my left side. Mm-hmm. But I had parted on my right my whole life, and I was like, well, she parts it on the left. I'm gonna switch it to the left. So I switched the way my hair parts.
Wow.
Because that's how Camila Cabello did it. And I've never gone back.
Wow.
So, there's a fun fact you didn't know about me.
No, I didn't know that about you.
You can cut that. Anyway, continue.
No, I love it. You want to be Barbie, and then you had a Barbie phase. You're probably still in your Barbie phase, honestly.
I'm always in my Barbie phase.
And then Camila Cabello. You probably had a Taylor Swift phase, if I had to guess. Still have. You're currently living.
I don't know if you know this. Bro, May 30th is Swiftie Independence Day. It is the day that Taylor got back all her records.
I will not be adopting that holiday. I'm sorry, but I won't.
I will.
I will not be adopting that.
It's locked in my brain. Anyway, I did not see you for Bestie Day.
No, you didn't. I didn't see you for Bestie Day either.
Well,
we'll have to...
Whose fault is that?
Actually, I don't... I mean, both, neither. All of the above.
Know, I'm just kidding. Kidding.
I don't know, but we'll just have to pick a day. It's hard because we don't live next to each other, obviously. So if we were next to each other, we would have hung out and done something.
Yeah.
So even if it was just like a reading date or something, you know.
We need to do another one of those. Oh my gosh.
We do. We do. We really do.
Add that to the list of things.
Add that to the list of things. At some point, we'll pick something from our list that's always growing, and we'll just do it. We'll get together and we'll do something.
Yep. So. Like get drunk and do the escape room, watch all the Barbie movies.
Yep.
Have a reading day, have a Disney day, all the things.
Yeah. Okay. What's happening today, Madeline?
Well, we didn't plan this. Okay?
We did not plan this.
We did something that we hadn't done before where we planned the rest of the episodes for this season in like one sitting. And that was weeks ago. So we planned this episode in advance, but it really fits in well with what just happened a couple days ago, last week, I guess. Last week and a half. I just finished reading my pink part. I'm sorry. Am I not pink and you're blue?
No.
Why are you staring at me like like, bitch, you got more to say? I'm like, bitch, I'm reading the freaking script that you wrote 5 minutes ago.
Well, I thought you were gonna. I didn't write it all out, but I thought you were gonna continue with like just a quick synopsis. It's fine.
Well, you didn't read that.
Hold on.
I just.
This isn't going as planned. Nothing is going as planned. Hold on.
I didn't know.
No, it's okay. I didn't write it. I didn't. It's. Oh. Listen. All right.
You know you got to tell me what to do.
All right. Here's. Okay, so we didn't plan this, like Madeline said. It just perfectly aligned with what happened with Tony and Ryan. So if you guys stuck around for the FPP after show, I love saying PP. I don't know why. I just think it's so funny. If y'all stuck around for the FPP after show.
If y'all stuck around for the PP after show.
We talked about what happened and how we got recognized and acknowledged of our existence by Tony and Ryan and their team. So it was really exciting for us. But we pre-planned this episode to be doing the normal or nah scenarios, like a little segment kind of thing.
Yes.
Which is what Tony and Ryan do. And then, not that we're whatever, but yeah. And then we're also going to do some Am I the Drama or Am I the Asshole things today. So we've got some things prepared and we'll just go through them and talk about it.
Yep. Yep. So yes, Tony and Ryan do this segment called Normal or Nah, where basically they read through something and they deem whether it's normal or it's nah, or not normal, I guess is what you should say. And we aren't stealing the idea necessarily because, I mean, they do it way better, but it'd be fun to do like our version of it, or at least have, like, because they do it once a week. Like, I think it's like every Tuesday is like Normal or Nah day.
Yes.
And so we're just trying it out because there are some that I definitely want to get your opinion on, whether it's normal, or nah.
Yeah. So, Am I the Drama? That one is, we read you a scenario or read each other a scenario, and we decide if the person's just being dramatic or if they have
if there's some reasoning, if we believe that like they're not in the right for what they did,
kind of thing,
Yeah.
So
whether they were the asshole and they overreacted, or they were the problem, or if they're justified.
All right. Well, let's just get into her. Let's get into it.
Whoa.
Sorry. That sounded
at least
better
buy our dinner first.
That sounded better in my head. My bad. Okay, normal or nah? We're just gonna
your face turning red whenever you start laughing.
That sounds like a personal attack, actually.
I literally was looking at you in the screen, and your face was all red. So, normal or not, using a, quote, holding pillow while sleeping. So using an extra pillow just to hold on to like cuddle with while you sleep.
I'm gonna categorize that as normal.
Yes.
It depends on the scenario.
Right?
Like,
because
if you're holding a pillow because you're lonely, that's not normal.
Yeah.
If you're holding a pillow out of, like, you're missing your significant other, for example, fine. Like, maybe you always hug your significant other while you're sleeping or something. Like, that makes more sense. But
say you need it to sleep every night.
I'm going to say
because in my head, I'm like, okay, as a kid, I slept with stuffed animals. And so I had that kind of like holding a stuffed animal while I slept because it was comforting. So I get that as an adult, like, okay, we don't have stuffed animals anymore, or at least not in, whatever. We're not sleeping with our stuffed animals, but you want to hold something plushy like while you sleep. So I get it. I don't do it.
I mean, I don't necessarily do it either. I do sleep with a pillow at my back. Like, I'll start on my side back, is what I'll say. Like, my left side back. Anyway. And the pillow is up against my back. And then I'll flip around. Maybe I'll flip around. It depends, because I'm kind of a dead sleeper. But if I flip around, I might end up waking up and my arm is, like, draped over the pillow or something. So I'm not, like, holding it tight. But it's, like, comfortable for my arm to just kind of plop over the pillow. So in a sense, I'm holding the pillow, in air quotes, but I'm not falling asleep.
You're not snuggling with it.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, I got you.
So, I don't know. I would say it's normal. I'd say it's normal. All right. Having a full-on argument with yourself and acting out both sides in the process.
Pretty sure we talked about this, but I'm going to say normal.
Yeah. We did talk about that. That was one of mine that I do to myself.
100% normal.
Yeah. I literally will have a full-on argument with myself and go hard in the paint on both sides.
Yes.
It really makes your brain work. If you've never done it, you should try it. Pick a topic that's really controversial and have an argument about it with yourself as, like, you playing both sides.
Yeah, an exercise.
Yeah.
It's see both
very
sides
enlightening,
of the...
actually. Yeah. It makes you better at arguing.
True.
If the opportunity ever arises. You know what I'm saying?
You're prepared.
I'm prepared.
If somebody ever said something about whatever, this topic, I know what to say because I've practiced.
Exactly.
And then you could shut them down.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Have you seen the stuff? So did you see the, like, multiple vehicle accident that happened in Gatlinburg?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was... this woman, she had a heart attack while she was driving. Gosh. And she ended up driving into a crowd of people, hitting a bunch of cars.
I knew that pedestrians got hit.
And there's, like, multiple fatalities. I haven't looked up the exact numbers, but there's multiple fatalities involved. I'm not sure if she survived or not. But all that to say, sending thoughts and love and prayers to those people. But my question is, that's considered vehicular manslaughter. Like involuntary vehicular manslaughter, right? You go to jail for that. Is there a world where you don't go to jail if you're, like, active heart attack and that's why you ended up hitting people? Because there's literally like, if you got into an accident with somebody and the other person died, that's involuntary vehicular manslaughter. And you go to jail for that because you killed somebody, whether it wasn't intentional or not. So so my question is, what's the gray line? Like, is it just you killed somebody and therefore you go to jail? Like, that's a hard line? Or is there exceptions to that rule?
I mean, I feel like there's definitely got to be exceptions. In this particular case, I feel like there's no way she'd be going to jail because you can obviously pinpoint a, like, moment where she was under, there was some health concern or, emergency that happened to her while driving and it caused this accident. Like, now, you could also plead the case of, well, did she know that she was, at risk for that, or was she told not to drive? Like, if she was advised to not drive but did it anyway, then that's like, okay, you knew that you shouldn't, but you're doing it anyway. Versus if it came out of nowhere, then I feel like there's no way you can hold her to that, because there was no, like, it happened, but it was literally nobody's fault.
Yeah.
It just was a horrible thing that happened. Just like, I don't know, a tornado coming through. Like, it's nobody's fault that it came through, but it did some damage. But, like, what are you going to do? It's nature.
Yeah.
In the case of, like, I don't know, accidents that end up killing people, I don't know.
I think it depends.
There's probably some law that tells, like, that explains this of, like,
well, let me look
if it was a genuine accident and you have had no previous record, and this is your, first sort of thing on your record, then I imagine that there would be a consequence of your action. Like, say, if it was a car accident, probably get your license revoked. But I don't imagine that you would go to prison, or at least, like, if you did have a sentence, it would be like house arrest or community service or something like that. Like, I just don't think I don't know. It just doesn't feel like justice to me, because it was an accident and there was nobody at fault if it was an accident. Like, if it was a genuine 100% accident, then there's nobody at fault. It just happened. So who do you blame for that when it's, And I don't think anybody should take the fall if it wasn't,
Well, so I looked up Google, like what, anyway. Google knows everything, right? So it says that for it to be involuntary manslaughter, the prosecutor must prove that the death occurred due to the defendant's actions, which were either criminally negligent or inherently dangerous, and the defendant knew or should have known the action posed a risk to human life. So that basically is like
intent a little bit.
Right. Like, you're drunk driving and you know that that's not a good thing to do, and you ended up getting in an accident and killing somebody.
Yes. That's on you, because you intentionally got in the car drunk.
Right.
If somebody ran out in front of your car,
right,
and you didn't have time to stop,
right,
and you hit them, or say, like, like what she had, a heart attack, it's like, that's not an intent. Like, there was no intention. It just was an instant thing.
Right. So it says that ways to avoid jail time is the defense could argue self-defense. It was an accident. So, like, if the death was an accident and the defendant's actions did not constitute criminal negligence, the charge may be dropped. So, like, they weren't being, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Malicious with it.
Right.
Like,
Right. Causation issues. If the defendant's actions didn't directly cause the death, they might be able to argue it. Like, there's no causation, meaning, like, you got into a car accident with somebody and then they died 2 weeks later.
Right.
I don't know that that's a perfect example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't necessarily prove that they died because of the car accident.
Right.
Even if there was complications.
Because it wasn't on the scene or at the,
False accusation. That's a normal one. Extreme provocation. In some cases, if the defendant acted in the heat of passion, in air quotes, due to a serious provocation, they might be found guilty of voluntary manslaughter instead of involuntary manslaughter. So even if you accidentally killed somebody, but it was a heat of the moment type of situation, that's voluntary manslaughter, Anyway, it doesn't really go into the example of having a heart attack while you're driving, but good to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That makes me think of another story that happened, I'd say about 8 months ago. Is 2 teenage boys in high school. They were in track together, I think. And one kid, like, they got into a fight, and it started to get physical, but like fist fight, physical, teenage boys. Well, the one kid pulled out a knife, stabbed the other kid in the stomach, ran away. That kid died.
Yeah.
The one that got stabbed. The family of the guy who stabbed are asking, like, they have a GoFundMe page. The murderer's family.
Is this the thing that happened in Texas?
I think so. But it was like, They have a GoFundMe page for, it's so hard to deal with the fact that my son killed someone, so please send us money.
Yeah. Well, they're arguing that it was self-defense.
It wasn't.
That the other guy pulled the first move, but that's not exactly what happened.
That's no excuse to pull a knife.
It's no excuse.
Also, why do you have a knife on school campus? First of all, you're already breaking a rule by bringing weapons into school grounds. 2, what happened to just boys roughhousing and getting their testosterone out? Just throw in a couple punches and you could have walked away with slaps on your wrists.
Right.
But instead, you pulled a knife and killed someone. Like, that was not self-defense. You actively pulled your knife out. And you knew the other guy didn't have anything. Y'all were just throwing punches.
Right.
Never an excuse to pull a weapon.
No.
Like,
unless it's literally self-defense. Like, you're about to die.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
somebody's
in that
charging
case,
at you and they're, whatever.
Where it's somebody like, they were on the same team. Like, that's somebody and y'all are getting into a fight or whatever. And if you think it's going to start getting physical, then you walk away. You go to your coach. But what boggled my mind was the parents of the murderer. I'm calling him a murderer because that's what he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a GoFundMe because of how hard it is.
Yeah.
To have a son in jail.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry to go on a tangent about that, but
no. All
that
good.
just drove me crazy. I was like, oh no, poor you. Your son killed someone. What about the family of the people that lost their child?
Right.
They were probably like 16, I think, or something. It's crazy. People are crazy. Anyway.
All right. What's your next normal or not?
This is so 180. It's not even 180. It's like
more than 360. I get you.
Normal or nah. Rinsing a toilet brush in the sink. Is it acceptable to clean a toilet brush by rinsing it in the bathroom sink? I'm going to say nah for that one.
I'm going to say nah. I'm going to say that's not normal. But if you are genuinely like cleaning it with bleach or something, I still don't think you should wash that in the sink. Like put it in the toilet.
No.
Your toilet brushes goes in the toilet. It doesn't go in the sink.
Yes. If you want to deep clean it, you can maybe in the tub if you bleach the tub after or go outside and rinse it with the hose or something. Like take it outside, but not where particles can get in the area where your hands are going to be.
Right.
The sink is...
Yeah. Well, even if you are doing that, you need to disinfect wherever you're washing the toilet brush.
Period. But
just because you use the toilet brush with chemicals doesn't mean that the toilet brush is clean.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When's the last time you cleaned your toilet brush? That's...
My toilet brush? I don't think I've ever cleaned my toilet brush.
I've never cleaned it.
So,
but we have these things where it's like a one use, or I guess you use one to clean 2 toilets, I think, and it's got a, and then you dispose of it at the end, and it's got a little wand.
Okay.
And you plug it, wash it, and then you toss it.
Okay, normal or not, how long after you get a toilet brush are you supposed to be replacing it? Because
same with the plunger. I've never cleaned a plunger.
If you want me to be honest with you for a second, I have had the same toilet brush cleaner, scrubber, for probably 3 or 4 years. And I have not bought a new one. So I'm sure it's something every 3 months or every month or something like that.
It's every 6 months.
Well, listen, I got a rusty old toilet brush scrubber.
See, now I'm curious about a plunger too. 1 to 2 years. When it shows signs of wear and tear.
Okay.
How often
who's using their toilet plunger so much that it has wear and tear?
Right? How hard
I'm
are
confused.
What does wear and tear mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I have a plunger. I think I've maybe used it 1 time.
Oh my God. It says to sanitize your plunger weekly.
Okay, but what if you're not using your plunger weekly? Who uses their plunger weekly? Am I normal or not? Using your toilet plunger weekly.
I live with a man.
You use your toilet plunger weekly?
Not me, but I'm just saying I live with a man.
How does he use it weekly?
Weekly. Not weekly, but I do know that when I was at home with all my siblings in one house, we had to, the plunger stayed in Hayden's room because he needed it so much.
What the fuck do y'all do?
I don't know what he's eating. I don't know. I don't know.
Side story. Have you seen the videos of these guys? It's on Reels. And they're going to these random places with a fake turd that's literally like
yes!
6 inches or whatever. And they put it in the toilet.
Me one, I'm pretty sure.
And then they put fart spray on it. And then they go get an employee. And they're like, yeah, I think it was your chicken nuggets, man. They're crazy. They're messed up.
I saw that.
And then the owner or the worker is like, that came out of you? Okay, sorry. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, what if that was the prank that the person at the office
that was
tried to do? But
that was somebody was dying. There's no way that was a prank. Oh jeez. I don't even know if fart spray existed when that happened. I mean, it probably did, but it wasn't like as popular.
Have you ever smelled fart spray?
No, and I don't really want to.
I haven't either. I'm
just imagining what shit smells like and thinking that that's probably what the fart spray smells like, and I don't want to.
How do you fabricate that though? Like, how do you recreate that and bottle it?
You probably
that's what I want to know.
Take feces
without putting they can't put that type of stuff in it. No,
I don't know. Honestly, it's probably like sulfur.
What makes
it's probably
fart spray
liquid sulfur? Or something like that.
Look at you. You're so smart. Active ingredients like sulfur-based compounds and synthetic stink agents create a strong I can't speak.
Stong creates a strong smell. Oh god.
It creates a strong stinky smell. But they are non-toxic.
Mm-hmm. Well, who's out here drinking fart spray?
Ew. Okay. It says fart sprays often contain organosulfur compounds like ethanethiol, which smells like leeks or onions, and butanethiol, which smells like skunk spray. Mm-hmm. They also use carboxylic acids like butyric acid, rancid dairy or vomit, aldehydes, and I don't know, some other long word, old fish, to enhance the unpleasant odor.
Here's what we need to do. You know how eventually, what are you reading?
I got a Reddit thing that says, what is used to create such a putrid smell in liquid ass fart spray?
That's a trademark.
It is. It says liquid ass TM.
That's funny.
I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, continue.
I was just gonna say, you know how eventually we want to do like interviews with our parents?
Yes.
My dad is a chemical engineer. I feel like we need to ask him about that. Because he will know what every single one of those does and what they're used for. Like sulfur, for example. I know it exists and I know it smells bad, but I don't know what it's used for. It's naturally occurring. That's about all I know. Mm-hmm. But that would be an interesting interview question. Hey, Dad.
So, how does fart smell get the fart
What exactly is liquid ass? Can you tell me, please?
Tell me, what makes it stinky?
Yeah. What gives it a strong, stinky smell?
What gives it a strong stink?
Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Episode title, Stong Stinky Smell.
Actually, though, that's our title. I'm writing it down because that's our title.
I just thought, I think you sent it to me, or maybe I sent it to you, but it was, that's, when your straw starts acting up and when you pull it, the sound it makes when you...
Yep.
I think the caption was like, when your straw starts acting up or something, and it was him pulling the straw out of the lid, and it was like,
Yep.
Did you send that to me?
I think so. Or you sent it to me, but it was definitely in our sending back and forth.
Sorry, that's just what I thought of when we were taking a sip word.
It's all good.
So dumb.
Okay. Well, I hate to say it, but I think we're running over time a little bit to get to our Am I the Drama?
I had one more.
So really go ahead and do yours, and then wait, who did it last?
I just did mine.
Oh, yeah, because it was the toilet plunger and then the toilet brush, and then we started talking about all that. Okay. Anyway, my thinking is we might just do like one more and talk about it, and then we can either blaze through the last ones without talking about it, or just pick your favorite or something like that. Where are you leaning?
I don't know. Let's
just skip the Am I the Drama, and we can do that next time or something.
Nah,
technically we don't have an okay. All right. 180 again. Eating items one at a time, like one piece of popcorn at a time, or one goldfish at a time, or if you're eating dry cereal, like one piece of cereal at a time. Normal or nah?
I was going to say nah, but now I'm thinking it's normal because I do that for some things.
Okay.
Like, and also depends where I am. If I'm in public, I don't want to like, like take a handful of my trail mix and like stuff my face. But when I'm at home, I'm definitely eating like 4 goldfish at a time.
See, I think it's normal, and I typically eat one piece at a time. So popcorn, I might grab like 3 or 4, but then I'm eating one at a time. And then goldfish, this is really weird and gross. I'm sorry.
No, I know exactly what you're going to say.
I put a goldfish in my mouth. I kind of suck on it a little bit and then chew it and swallow it. Yeah. But it's like
salt
I'm sucking the
down.
salt off. Yes.
Yes.
And then that's what you do.
Yes.
So I'm one at a time for that. Because if you put a whole handful in your mouth, you can't suck the salt off.
She says if you put too many in at once, you can't suck it off.
You can't suck it. If there's too many... There's too many in at one time, you can't suck it.
Can't suck it. You got to do one at a time to suck it properly.
One at a time for the proper suck. And when I was a kid, I don't eat food like this anymore or like cereal like this anymore. But when I was a little baby or whatever, I used to eat Cheerios. Like that was one of my favorite dry cereals. And my parents said I would go like this. Like I would take my fingers like this and I'd take a Cheerio like this and eat it one at a time.
That is the most...
I was like sassy with my Cheerio grabbing and then eating it one at a time. Pinched it with
their finger and like rotated her. I could just see little baby Brie like, my Cheerios.
So, and then I'm the same with like French fries too. I eat one French fry at a time. I don't shove in a bunch of fries. Unless it's like a super shoestring fry.
Just called me out. I'm over here like, well...
She's over here... That's the sound of Madeline eating French fries.
No.
Remember that French fry that she wouldn't let me steal from her plate? Yeah, she's going.
Damn, she just called me Big Back and like
Big Back, Big Back. No.
Listen,
when are we having that big back party? That's what I want to know.
That's okay. I'll eat everything one at a time. Okay.
But
it's little like that though. Like, quit looking at me. Okay. I can grab 2 French fries at a time and eat 2 French fries at a time.
Yeah. I'm saying if it's like the small ones. Bag.
Yeah. I'm not.
If it's this teeny tiny
down waffle fries.
No. Those are like a 4 or 5 bite fry, depending on like how big the waffle fry is. But anyway, sorry. I know you said you wanted to go through that quick, but
oh no, that's is anything quick with us? Like we're like, let's just do this real quick.
Nothing's
30
quick.
minutes later.
I'm doing one more, so I think you need to pick your favorite one, and that's the one that we'll do.
All right, I'll do this one. Holding a parking spot by standing in it.
Absolutely.
Is it acceptable
normal
to physically stand in a parking space to reserve it for someone else?
Absolutely normal. And if somebody flips me off or says, move your fucking ass, I'll say, fuck you, bitch. I'm holding this spot. My parents are right behind you. Literally, it's the car right behind you. Move on. See you later. Peace. You got a cone? I'll put a cone in the damn spot. Okay. GTFO. That's all I'm saying. GTFO.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm passionate about this subject.
I didn't.
Now, if somebody else is doing that to me, then fuck you. That's not right. You shouldn't be holding. You shouldn't be holding a parking spot.
Wait, so only
they should have gotten here first. I'm here first. I call dibs. I'll be a hypocrite for that one. That's fine.
That's how I feel whenever like I'm walking in the street and there's a car coming. I'm like, hit me, do it. run me over.
Mm-hmm.
And then versus me driving, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, what are these people doing? They're just walking out. Can they not look? I'm literally driving.
Literally.
And then I'll be walking and I'll be like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably wouldn't call the person a bitch, but if somebody said, like, what the heck are you doing? Move so I can get in the spot, I'll say, I'm sorry, but my parents are right behind you. I'm not moving. So.
But if you saw someone doing that.
But if I saw somebody doing that, I'd run their ass over. That's what I'm going to do. No, I'm not getting.
She said voluntary.
I'm not going to get voluntary manslaughter over here. I'll probably just say. I'll probably sigh really loudly and say, whatever, bitch, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
No, that's funny. Oh
okay,
my gosh,
is it normal or not for you?
I was gonna say nah, but like in terms of I've never done it because I don't want to be that person if somebody saw me and they got mad or whatever.
Oh.
But when I see other people doing it, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? You couldn't like just go find a spot like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. My parents actually did that the last time they were in town here. There was a parking spot right up close to my house, and it was the last one. Yeah. And so they stood in it until I pulled into the neighborhood. Nice. And then they were like, they came out in front, and they were like guiding me into the spot. Like, come on, it's right here.
Well, that's a little different because it's not like really busy. But if it's like a really busy, say like a parking garage, like I was thinking a parking garage, I was like, oh, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't do it.
I don't know.
Sorry.
We did it.
Not
we did it
me.
for we do it all the time. Anyway. All right. My last one is acting out movements from books, like his eyebrows furrowed, or she smiled with teeth, or spoke with bottom teeth, or whatever.
I do that.
Normal or not?
That's so normal. I do that. I literally did that today.
I do that. If I'm reading a book and it says something like
the corner of his mouth turned up, I'd be like,
I'm like,
wait, how does he do it that makes it look sexy?
One corner?
I'm like,
now I'm just frowning.
Or like his hand flexed, or like, so I do that.
I absolutely
do that.
That's why I am slightly self-conscious about reading in public, because I just do it because I do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna start making like. I'm gonna start making crazy faces at my book in public, and people are gonna be like, "This girl's on drugs, literally. She's seeing colors or something." Anyway,
well, we all see colors.
Okay, Madeline.
Like,
not everybody. Some people are colorblind.
Oh my god! I just got.
Did you know? Okay. Did you know there's a shrimp in the ocean?
My sister had a baby.
Okay, there's a shrimp in the ocean
that lost all its arms and its legs, and it's nothing but a stomach.
Yeah, he's taking care of his baby or whatever. No, I can't remember what it's called. I think I'll look it up, but it's basically a shrimp that can actually see like 2 more spectrums than the human eye can see, or something like that. So they can see a ton more colors.
Wow.
And I had a conversation. Hold on, let me find what the shrimp is called. It's called mantis shrimp. And it's like a rainbow shrimp. It's literally got like all the colors of the rainbow on the shrimp. You should look it up. It's really kind of cool. You probably will think it's creepy because I know you don't like ocean life, but it's actually a pretty cool shrimp. It's very colorful. It's very cute.
Yeah,
it kind of looks like a...
Cute!
It kind of looks like a caterpillar almost, like an underwater caterpillar. I don't think you eat these things.
Are those its eyes?
Yeah, the big bulbs on the front. Those are his eyes.
What?
They have little tiny pupils. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're cute. Like, I don't want to necessarily... Like, if it was crawling in front of me, I'd probably be like, what the fuck? And I'd smush the thing. But anyway, point is... Okay, so the mantis...
How do they know this?
I don't know. The mantis shrimp has 4 times as many color receptors as humans do. So humans have 3, red, green, and blue. The mantis shrimp has 12. So it can see a ton more colors, which in my mind, it's mind-boggling to even think about what other colors look like.
Right.
Because
you've seen all of them.
Right. But then there's colors that we can't see. So what do those colors look like?
How do you know what you don't see?
Well, exactly. But the shrimp knows. But anyway.
How do we know the shrimp knows?
Well, I guess because we've looked at the cones in the shrimp's eye.
I guess, yeah,
and there's more cones, and therefore, in theory, based on science, the more cones your eye has, the more you can see color-wise.
How deep are they? Can they see like I'm wondering, they can see a bunch of colors, but they're in the deepest, darkest deep of the ocean where you can't see anything, where like light doesn't penetrate. And so everything, all the red.
It says they live 30 to 100 feet. So they live in mostly the shallow parts of the ocean, which that's like a 2, 4, 6. That's like a 7-story building.
Yeah.
Is the depth that they live.
Well, the thing is, light penetration in water, like as it goes down, light penetrates less and less. So less, like the spectrum of colors actually makes like a cone. Like if you have them all written out, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, all of that's on the surface where the light obviously is strongest. And then as it gets deeper, the red and yellow waves like start to fade out until all that's left is the blue, because that's what's strongest, I guess. And so if you look up a video, it's crazy. Someone's like holding a red piece of plastic and then they get deeper and deeper and it turns from red to purple to blue because the deeper you get, the red light receptor starts to bleed. Like it can't penetrate that far. And so it makes everything appear blue when it's not really blue. Right. It's just light can't reach that far.
Right. Okay.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if the mantis lived that far down.
Right.
Would he still be able to see more? But light doesn't come down that far. But if he lives closer to the surface.
He lives closer to the surface. So he's got some light coming in. He lives in like the coral reefs area of the ocean. So there's light coming in. There's a lot of colors happening, whatever. But anyway, so this says that firstly, their compound eyes, which I guess like the big bulbs or whatever, possess more photoreceptor types than humans. That's like the 3 versus whatever. Then it says that we can directly measure the spectral sensitivity of their photoreceptors. So I guess there's some kind of test that they can like run the numbers and see how sensitive they are. And then thirdly, behavioral tests demonstrate their ability to perform tasks dependent on seeing specific wavelengths. So like, I guess they can produce a wavelength for color that humans can't see. So it's like an invisible wavelength, but they can see it. I guess. That's like they've run tests on this. Yeah. But it's crazy, right? Like they can see all these things. So point of this story was I was having a conversation with one of my family members, and I don't know why we were talking about this shrimp, but somehow that we started talking about this shrimp, and then my family member was like, well, what's the point of a shrimp being able to see that many colors? Or like, what's the point of us even studying that? Why do we need to know that? And then my brain was like, well, because what if we can determine how they can see that many colors, and then we can develop glasses or something for humans to wear that we can then see all those colors and think about the art that can be created and the what, like I'm just talking about all this kind of stuff. He's like, wow, I never even thought about it like that. That's crazy. Anyway.
Well, if you start going down that road, it's like, well, why is anything like anything? Right. You know, why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? Why, like, and why is it that way? And well, me from a religious background, I'm like, well, because that's the way God intended it, and his creation was created in a way that was supposed to be beautiful, and it doesn't always have to have a reason for being. It can just be beautiful, and it could just be something for us to look at and go, wow, that's pretty. I mean, why are flowers pretty to look at? Bees don't need to see a rose for being pretty. It just needs the pollen. Like it doesn't need to come in a bunch of colors, because that's not it doesn't have a purpose, if you will. But beauty is a purpose to be appreciated and to be seen and to think just, wow, that's beautiful. Like that can be its purpose. It doesn't have to like always be for something. So that shrimp seeing a gajillion colors, why not? Right. Like, why do octopi have 8 legs?
Because they want to scare you.
That's why. For me specifically. See, now then you start thinking of all the questions.
I don't know. I was just like, this family member
that makes you think.
Was like, this is dumb. Why would we need to know this? Whatever, writing it off. And I was like, but think about the possibility of like,
think what we could do with this information.
If we could create something that gave us that same ability, what could humans do with that information? Is it right for humans to have that information? Like, are we not supposed to? Because we didn't have it in the first place. So what's the repercussions of being given that ability?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And can our brains even comprehend that? So like, can our brains only function at a pace where we can only take in these 3 colors at one, RGB? And if we had more, would our brain be overloaded? Like, would it cause certain, because something can be visually overstimulating, like certain, flashing images and illusions and all these things can hurt your eyes. So it's like, if you saw more colors, it could literally break your brain.
Yeah. I mean, the other side of that too, though, is it could lead to another like evolution, so to say.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I'm not religious, so I can't speak to how it is in religious terms, but I would believe that even if God created the world, whatever, he created evolution and he created the evolving of species based on various environmental factors. Okay. So if we were given the possibility or the ability to see more colors, will that cause a butterfly effect of, well, now humans are going to start developing more cones and whatever receptors naturally because that's the way their body has been. Like, your parents have seen those colors, and then your kids are gonna see more and more and more and whatever. So
has there been anything like that in quote human?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
evolution in the past like 100 years.
Well, I don't know if there's been anything.
Or do you
like
have to go back really far?
Years. I would say the biggest thing is the average height has gotten more.
Right, which is so crazy. Like, how does that even, like, for nature, like for animals and stuff, like freaking polar bears and stuff, like being like evolving to have white fur to be able to blend in or that kind of thing. Humans, like, that's out of necessity. But also, how did the genes know it's a necessity to then adapt like that with the next, Right. And then same with people getting taller. Like, what caused that? Like, there's something to cause people to just be taller?
It's a genetic mutation. That's what it is. It's somebody had a child who... Biology? I don't know. Like, it's some kind of science mutation. Things mutate all the time. Whatever causes that mutation, I don't know. But once you get enough of those mutations and they start breeding into the line, that's what causes evolution.
Yeah.
So it's genetic mutations that have caused people to get taller. Like, there's a gene for being tall that just continuously gets mutated and mutated and mutated down the line until it becomes like, now all of a sudden the average height for men or whatever is 6'2", and it used to be 5'8" or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
so crazy to think about. Like, I'm thinking when you go through...
I mean, you can't deny science. Like, I understand people saying evolution doesn't exist, whatever. If you want to say that, that's fine. But like, for me, the science is there. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just don't understand.
Nature evolves. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just thinking, like, when we would go to, like, I've been to a museum before where it was like some house of some kind that was owned by some president or whatever. All the door frames were like 5 feet 7 inches. And it was like, I can't imagine my door frame being, I don't even know how tall a regular door frame is.
7 foot.
7 feet?
Yeah.
Of course, you know that.
7 foot.
Okay.
7 foot is typical
pull the
for
specs.
Today's standard, I would say.
Yeah. So imagine like a 5'8" door frame.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically your height.
To me. That is my height.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I can't imagine.
Crazy. But just literally, crazy. Like, that is something that is legit. Like, the building code, if we're going to get technical with the architectural stuff, the building code changes and there's a new code released every like 3 years or whatever it is. And it's because of situations like this where it's partially like, ease of living or comfort of living, whatever, that causes these changes, or accidents that have happened that we therefore, adopt a new fire code so that that accident doesn't happen again or whatever, but it's also evolution. And like, there's theories in, like, when I was in college and in architecture class, whatever, interior design specifically, where some of the first theories of interior design were written by men, and therefore interior design was designed for the man. Like, literally, it was based on their heights and all of that kind of stuff. Not trying to be the feminist here, because I'm not a feminist. I don't really get into all that business. But I'm just saying that if the average height for a woman is 5'4", at the time that this was written, and the average height for a man is 5'10", well, that means that there's a 6-inch difference between a woman's height and a man's height. So if you're mounting cabinets 6 inches higher, then a woman can't reach it just based on biology and averages, whatever. So I'm just saying that things like that exist. So
yeah,
evolution of people getting taller is also going to cause your cabinets to be mounted at a higher height, or door frames to get taller, or ceilings to get taller, or whatever. So we're going to get to the point where...
That's a dissertation.
It is. It is.
Stop. Human evolution and the impacts on architecture through the years. Yep. That's the title of the thesis.
Yep.
Somebody write that. I'll read it. That's really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
I don't know. That was a really long tangent. It's just interesting to think about things like that. Like,
yeah.
You know. Anyway, all it takes is 2 humans to have the ability to see more cone receptors for their brain to start already thinking as like developing its ability to comprehend that. So your brain is already changing or whatever. And then your brain genes, not that there are brain genes, but obviously like the genes that make you are going to be changing because you're going to be seeing more stuff. So then you and this other person have a child. That child is going to be born with more ability to see those things than you were naturally given when you were born.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Anyway, whatever. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how all this works.
All that to say, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the hell. I don't know, but I'm just talking out my butt, looking up stuff on Google.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, by the look of my tangent tally count, we can't stay on track for nothing. So we are going to have to do a part 2 of this episode. Not next week, because next week is going to be special.
Next week will be really special.
It'll be really special.
Are we going to have a little special guest, maybe?
Maybe. Possibly.
I don't know.
We might. I don't know. Have to listen.
At least a hello would be nice, but...
At least a hello. At least a hello. But not next week, but the week after, we're going to continue with our Am I the Butthole? Am I the Drama? Am I the A-Hole? Stories. Because we had too much to talk about in this episode. We all learned a lot.
Really? We didn't have a lot to talk about? We just couldn't shut up. And we kept coming up with like other things.
And you know, that's the beauty of the way the episode evolves.
That's
and
right.
Whatever. Full circle. Okay. I just drew a square.
Evolution. Okay.
I literally went that full circle. All right. What is something that you are loving or hating right now?
Well, I wrote down a bunch of stuff, but I'll just narrow it down. So I wrote down for things I'm loving, blue raspberry push pop. Girl, y'all be sleeping. Okay. Y'all be sleeping on that blue raspberry push pop. Because let me tell you something. This bitch is so good. Okay.
Dang, she been sucking on that thing.
This thing is so good. I've been saving it every day. It's just the best. I love push pops. Okay. That's one of my childhood candies that I love. Okay. I got this thing for Christmas. Okay. So in our stockings, I just started eating it a couple days ago. But
dang,
in our stockings, we always get like little toys, candies, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, some of the candies we got this year, we got push pop, we got Nerds
You still
clusters.
Got all this candy?
Yeah, I don't just sit here and eat the candy.
What is in 6 months?
A fruit punch push pop. I got juicy drop pop. I got...
Oh, I've never had one of those.
Oh, bitch, they're so good. They're so good. I got a little ring pop.
Oh my gosh. That's like classic candy.
I have Airheads.
Oh my gosh.
And then we got Nerds gummy clusters.
Oh my gosh. Those things are crazy.
So anyway.
Oh, that Red 40, it's so good.
We also got this little game where you like
and you
try
do
and get
rings.
the things on the whatever. It's so fun. Anyway, so all that to say, I don't just sit here eating all this candy. So I'm like, I've just got this bag of candy from my stocking that I've only just started digging into. And one of my favorite candies as a kid has always been blue raspberry flavored anything, right? It's just my favorite, like, artificial flavor, okay, is blue raspberry. So blue raspberry Jolly Rancher, blue raspberry Push Pop, obviously, blue raspberry gum, like whatever. It's just all the best. So all that to say, I just opened the sucker up and forgot how good it was a couple days ago. So I've been gnawing, I've been sucking everything on that thing.
She's so licking and sucking and
it's so good. So good. But the other thing I'll just mention really quickly, Speedy has been doing this new thing recently, and it's the cutest thing ever. It's so cute. So I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a couple weeks or whatever. He was just meowing, like nonstop meowing. He's a talker, right? So he's just screaming nonstop. Well, I'm like, what the heck do you want, bro? Well, he wouldn't shut up, so I gave him treats to shut him up. I was like, here you go. Have these treats, whatever. Well, the treats are in a cabinet in my kitchen. And it's, so I have like a pantry cabinet and it's a double height thing. So there's a bottom door and a top door, kind of whatever. And the treats are kept in the bottom door. Well, ever since that day when I gave him those treats, every single morning I wake up and the first thing he does when I start moving around is he walks me over to the cabinet door where the treats are, and he sits there and he's like, meow, meow, like waits for me to give him these treats. So then I give him treats. So he knows. So it's just a cute thing. Like he's just cute. He waits until I wake up. As soon as my feet touch the floor, he's like, ooh, it's treat time.
It's treat time.
So
I'm gonna go over here.
Yep. Well, really, he sits by the door and waits for me to come closer to the door. And then he'll walk me and he'll, like, when I say he leads me to it, he'll walk a little bit and turn around to make sure I'm following him.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's just cute.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something that Willow does where when she eats, like after she finishes eating, she wants a drink to like wash it down.
Of course.
Well, she's a Miss Priss lady who can't just have water from a bowl. She has to have running water. It needs to be fresh. So she'll jump in our bathroom on Tyler's side of the sink and she'll put her front paws and she'll turn and she'll look at you and be like, look at you, and her booty's like right in your face and it's like winking. I'm like, all right, please put that away. And you just put it on just a little bit and she'll start drinking. And
that's
then
so cute.
She'll jump down. We haven't taught her how to turn the water off yet. When we can do that, that'll be nice. But
wait, she turns it on herself?
No, we turn it on for her. But whenever we leave it on, we're like, she'll be there for a couple, you know, a minute or so. So we'll walk away, do something. We'll come back and she's sitting next to the sink, like cleaning herself. And we're like, you didn't turn the water off? Dude, you're wasting water. Like,
that's funny.
Oh, cats and their little things that they do. Because Goose has never jumped on the bathroom counter ever.
Really?
He's never wanted sink water, never showed interest in that.
Speedy drinks out of the toilet, actually.
Willow does that too.
Yeah, he'll stand on the side of the... I have to make sure I keep it cleaned. And then after I clean it, I have to keep it shut to let the chemicals like wash out of it a couple times before I'll open it back up for him to drink out of the toilet. But he will. He'll like prop himself up on the side and he dips his paw in the toilet and then licks from his paw. And he'll do that.
Oh my gosh. So funny. It's funny.
All right, girl. What are you loving or hating right now?
All right. I'm a psycho, okay?
Yes, we understand. We know.
Okay. I think I mentioned last week how I love my Once Upon a Broken Heart books, okay?
Don't tell me you're reading it again.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But when I first read the second book, which came out 3 years ago, I loved it so much. I was listening to one of my playlists. I think it was my Taylor Swift playlist or something. And the shuffle that had just come on, like I had just finished the book, fresh on my mind. I was listening to music, whatever. And I could see the plot in the song. I was like, oh, this sounds like that moment in the book. Oh my gosh. And then the next song, I was like, that's this moment. And for like 6 songs, it was like, oh my gosh, that's these moments from the book.
Okay.
So I was like, I wonder if there are other songs that fit certain moments. So I started this playlist and it had maybe like 15 songs in it of like, this reminds me of this book. I've gone crazy with it. It has 98 songs.
Wow.
And over 6 hours. And it is a chronological timeline of all 3 books in song form.
Girl. Why does that make so much sense to me for you?
Well, I did it for the third book when it came out. When the third book came out, Curse for True Love, that's when okay, I need to find, I need to break down every scene with a song that fits whatever. I need to play you a couple of the songs. A couple of them are crazy.
Can you just share the playlist with me and I'll go through and listen to it?
I'll have to add it to my Spotify, but yes, I'll do that. But I spent the last couple of days finishing it up because I didn't have a lot for the first book. But I've discovered a lot of new music. It does have a lot of Taylor Swift in there, but I've discovered a lot of new music, and this is leading into the thing I'm loving. Sorry, there's a lot of intro for that. The song Memories by Conan Gray.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It came out 3 years ago. I had never heard it before because I don't listen to Conan Gray.
Okay.
Dude, I listened to that probably 8 times today because the chorus when he's like, when it's done in my kitchen, and I'm floating. It's so good. So of course that song's on the playlist, but
yeah,
it's so good. If y'all don't know that song, go listen to that song. It is so good. I love it. That's your recommendation of the week. Go listen to Memories by Conan Gray. Wow.
I love it.
So, anyway, yeah, that playlist has 100 songs. But it is perfect. It's been curated to perfection. So if you wanted a breakdown scene by scene of, hey, what's a song for when after they jump off the cliff and he's carrying her out of the water? Got that song for you. You know when they're in the hollow? Yeah, I've got 6 songs for that.
I love it.
Oh my god.
The dedication is just unmatched.
It's intense because I know the book so well. I know every scene in chronological order, all the big scenes.
Right. Has anybody else made a playlist like that or anything, or a playlist for the book?
I've seen some playlists on Spotify, but it's songs that remind me of them, and it's Eva and Jax, and it's just them, and it's all these love songs or and that's where I got a lot of the songs from. I was like, okay, these people said it sounds like them. Let me see, and I'll listen to it, and I'll be like, no, did you reread the book? Or I'll be like, oh my gosh, yes, add to the playlist. That's this scene right here.
Right.
In terms of a chronological, I have not yet seen her. So if y'all want that, I can share that if that's something y'all are wanting, but y'all aren't as crazy as I am.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm loving.
I love that. That's amazing.
This is my playlist and memories. So
yes, I love it.
I'm insane.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Tangent tally, girl.
23.
And that's why Am I the Drama is going to be in a couple weeks.
She's going to have to wait. Because we talked about 23 other things that we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Actually, I'm not sorry for that.
I'm not either. We actually had a really good conversation about a lot of different stuff today.
All the things. I learned new things.
We learned some things about each other.
About shrimp.
Yep. About fart spray.
About fart spray.
How often you should be replacing your toilet scrubber.
Yes. All these things. Very important.
Manslaughter.
Yes! Oh my god, that was this episode?
Oh, geez. A lot of stuff happened today, so...
A lot of stuff.
Yep.
Well, y'all.
It's
about that time.
It's about that time.
Yep.
I freaking love that video. I know we did
that last episode, but...
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at FunnyPayerPod to stay up to date on all our latest news and releases and all that good stuff. Also, let us know what you think of this episode, or don't. I don't care. I don't give a hoot and tootin'. Send us a DM if you want. Leave a comment on our Instagram or whatever the heck y'all are using these days. If you feel so inclined, take a second to please rate and review the podcast on whatever the heck y'all are listening on. I don't even know what y'all listening on, but whatever you're listening on, rate and review. If you want to help us out, it'd mean a lot to us if you did that. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Or maybe we wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know, girl. I don't know.
If y'all want to do that,
we won't say no. We won't say no. We'll invite you to Mama's dinner. Y'all do it.
Dinner.
If y'all do it, we'll invite you to Mama and Papa's.
We'll invite y'all to Mama's.
Nana and them. We'll invite you over. We'll invite y'all over
with Nana and them.
Honestly, that's how you refer to your group. Mom and them, Nana and them.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Anyway.
Yep.
All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every one of our pairs, whether you've just found us or if you've been here since the beginning. Hey, y'all, how you doing? How you doing? If you're enjoying what you hear and you just cannot wait until next week, check out our past episodes if you're feeling so inclined. Let us know what you think. If you think they're nice, I think they're nice. They're kind of funny. Last one's real funny. That one's the Yatatui.
Oh, that one made me pee my pants.
Yep, that one yep. That pussy platter, it'll get you every time.
Yep, it does. It does.
Yep.
Lord knows.
Praise Jesus. Every time. Hallelujah. Yep. Mm-hmm. A big old thank you to all our pairs for joining us in this episode and for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday. And remember,
when you're the best of friends, having so much fun together,
you're not even aware.
You're such a funny pair. I like the way you said beginning in that last thing. You were like,
beginning?
Been with us since the beginning. I don't know, it just sounded real nice.
Been with us since the beginning.
I don't know, it sounded nice in my ear holes.
Yeah. Have you seen that Appalachian girl? She does the videos of like going to the DMV and it's like, what you want, sweetie? Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to fill out this here form. And then I need you to go sit down over there. And we'll call you when it's your turn. Okay?
How you doing, honey?
How you doing? Yeah.
How you doing?
She doesn't say how you doing. That's a Medea thing. Literally, I say that all the time. I said that to somebody at work the other day and they didn't catch on. They didn't catch my vibes.
They just thought, oh, she's weird.
I was like, how you doing? And they were like, I'm fine. And I said, have you never seen Medea? She said, I don't know what Medea is. I said, actually, she didn't say I don't know what Medea is. She just said, no, I haven't. Or yes, I've seen it, but it's been a long time or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, well, I love Medea. She's like my gospel. So anyway. Anyway.
You know what I just thought of? I think it's the scene from Mean Girls where there's all those little redneck little boys and they're like, and on the seventh day, God created what'd he say? Oh, guns. And the homosexuals or something.
The homosexuals.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Was that Mean Girls,
the homeschooled kids. Yes.
I don't know why I can't think about it as the Mean Girls.
They said, she's like, I know what you're thinking. Homeschooled kids are freaks.
Mm.
And on the third day, God created the bolt action rifle to fight the dinosaurs. And the homosexuals.
Oh, jeez.
It's like this kid who's got like this like thick country accent, and he goes, "Bolt action rifle, fight the dinosaurs." Oh my gosh!
Actually, I have a story about that. Did I ever tell you about my English class when I was in like 7th grade or 6th grade? I think it was 7th grade. Did I ever tell you about this time? There was a time where it was a new school, as usual. I was the new kid and I was living in New York at the time. And we did this thing in English class where our teacher would put a sentence up on the board and it was like an icebreaker type of thing for the class, and it was, she would have us correct the sentence. So we would correct what it was, whatever.
Right.
Well,
add the punctuation, whatever. Yeah.
The sentence was, that yellow truck out yonder ain't got no tires on it. That was the sentence.
Okay.
And I didn't write anything for anything being wrong with that sentence. And when she asked me what was wrong with the sentence, I said, is this a trick question? Like, there is nothing wrong with that sentence on the board.
Oh, no.
I mean, me just being this little old Southern gal, I didn't know.
She's like, yeah, that's about right to me.
She said, well, there's double negatives. You're not supposed to say yonder.
Okay, well.
You're not supposed to say
that's
yeller.
Your opinion.
It's yellow. I don't know.
That's crazy you remember this sentence.
I remember because it's burned in my brain that I was told that I'm wrong for speaking or reading something that I've been speaking my entire life.
Oh, country like.
And I was told I was wrong. They also are the ones who say elementary. I'm sorry, but who the fuck says elementary?
Elementary?
Elementary.
What school was this?
This was in New York.
Oh, well, that's it right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying,
right, 'cause it's in New York.
All I'm saying is that everybody says things differently.
Elementary. But that's wrong.
How would you say the thing that you get at the grocery store to put all your groceries in? What do you call that?
I call that a cart.
I would call it a buggy or a cart.
I know. Yeah. Most people call it a buggy. I call it a cart. Like, oh, grab a cart.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how it rolls off the tongue.
My brother brought up something really crazy. We actually talked about this. Was most people used to say buggy, but ever since online shopping became a thing and you add to cart, you like add to your cart online. And so now everybody's like, oh, add that to the cart. Because that's a part of our vernacular now of like add to cart. That actually
makes a ton of sense.
You don't say add to buggy.
Right.
Add to cart.
Yep.
And it's a shopping cart.
If y'all know of a website out there that has buggy instead of cart, let me know because I will be shopping there. Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't either. Maybe we should create that.
On our website?
On our website when we start selling merch.
Should be add to buggy?
We'll do add to buggy instead of add to cart. We'll be the first to do that.
We'll start.
We'll be the shit because we were the first.
That's beans right there.
That's beans.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add to buggy. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Add to buggy website.
I freaking love that. That's amazing.
I love that.
Because then you got the whole fruit flies things. Like maybe something happens with your buggy and it's like, sorry, the fruit flies got in the way. The fruit flies ate all your produce.
Wait, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, you know, like a little message that like you haven't added anything to your buggy yet, and it's like the fruit flies got your produce. Add something to the buggy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh,
that's
so
literally
cute.
So cute. Y'all follow us so we can give you guys merch and buggies and fruit flies. Do it. We want to give you the buggies. We want to give you the fruit flies and all the produce that goes with it. Do it.
Oh my gosh, all the cute fruit stuff. That's going to be so cute.
Oh my gosh. Just imagine the summer parties.
Oh my
gosh, girl.
This is your sign to throw a pear party.
Oh my gosh. Advertising.
And you have to bring things that like go together. Like pairs
oh
of
my
things,
God, that's
like
so
for the
cute.
food.
That's
so for dessert, it's cookies and milk or something. Wow.
That's adorable.
It's kind of cheesy.
It's adorable though.
I like it. I think it's cute.
I like it a lot. I really do. We never said bye to our pears.
Oh my God. Bye, guys.
Sorry.
What are y'all still doing here?
If y'all are still sticking around.
Oh my God. Where did you come from?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
crazy.
Were y'all here the whole time? I'm so sorry. Y'all can go.
Yeah, y'all don't have
if
to
y'all got
if
y'all got things to do, you know.
Yeah. See ya.
They're like, the bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. Well, this is our official dismissal.
We're running a dictatorship around here.
You're free to. I guess you're free to leave now.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See you
Have
later.
A good
See you
one.
next
Drink
time.
some
Have
sweet
fun.
tea with some lemons. Don't listen
or
to Madeline.
No
you gotta put lemon in your tea.
Okay, never mind. Put lemon in your tea.
I'm just kidding. Drink your sweet tea however God wills you to drink your sweet tea. That's how you do her. So
just no crickets in your tea.
No crickets.
Cricket in your tea.
Anyway. Okay, bye guys.
See ya.